Hi all, it's me, Aki from Ringforth, and I'd like to discuss the historical image of Jesus and especially the Black Jesus archetype, and perhaps diverge from that topic to what Jesus historically probably looked like, at least in my opinion. Now, the black population as such didn't really exist in the Middle East at the time of Jesus. They were a later comer, and neither did the Arab population. They were also a later comer. The main population of the Mideast at that point in history, 2000 years ago, was descendants from Carthaginian and East Greek explorers. The historic region was conquered by Romans, and Romans are known throughout history for replanting is the wrong word, perhaps overtaking is a better one, overtaking local populations and replacing them with their own population. So during that time in history, the black population of Middle East was negligible. They came around during the Mamluk era in the 17th century or 18th century, and the Arabic population was also non-existent. They came in the 6th to 9th century, and there were two main historical populations after the expulsion of the Jews some 2,500 years ago to Babylonia: the Romans and the Greeks. And from the historical point of view of watching different populations in Europe and watching their DNA and figuring out who's related to who, we can clearly see that the Roman people displaced everyone that they came in contact with, and they have basically a vast majority of the population of the region as their offspring in the modern day. So they are all related to the Romans. So from that point of view, when you study the European genealogy, you find out that the largest population with historical connections to the ancient Romans and Greeks are actually modern-day Roma, or Gypsies. So from that point of view, it may actually be logical to assume that he looked like the ruling class of that region, or the historical population of that region, which was Gypsy in modern terms. So if you thought that Black Jesus was hard enough to try to accept a Gypsy Jesus. Very much historic baggage there. So that's all I wanted to say about this. Jesus was most likely a Gypsy, black hair and kind of tan skin, but not white eyes, white hair and blue eyes, because those were Celts and Germans at that point. Most Romans had kind of either black hair or had a darker skin. This is historically due to the fact that they are lower Mediterranean, even lighter than modern day Italians, but still noticeably dark. Modern day Italians' black hair came from the Arabic conquests of South Italy. So looking at this situation, I can just say that if you want a historical challenge, try accepting a Gypsy Jesus. That's all.